I ordered these buck converters a while back, and what this does is it boosts up from 3 volts on one side to 5 volts on the output, which is quite useful because some circuits need 5 volts, but I'd rather power it from a physically small battery. So for example, there are these kits that I built for Christmas decorations, and so you can see the kit build up above there if you want to see me build one of these. But these are based on quite a common circuit type. They're often described as breathing effect, so LED breathing effect. You see that a lot on the Chinese websites, because they they change the brightness of the LEDs up and down. I can demonstrate that actually. Let me power it up. So this is a power supply set to 5 volts. Let's put this one on here. Right, so this is the standard effect. So this one came with red LEDs, so it just kind of pulses like that. And the way that it works is it has an op amp on board. So I'm not sure it says on the silk screen there, but I believe it's an LM358, which needs a split rail power supply. And I think the minimum is about 3 volts. I can test it if I turn the voltage down. Oh, so that's 4 volts there. So the LEDs are exceptionally dim at 4 volts. And if I switch it down to 3 volts, I'm not sure you can even see any LEDs showing. We can look at this other one as well that I built a couple of years ago. This one's got some different LEDs. This one's got some flashing LEDs in as well. But yeah, at 3 volts, that's not really doing anything. I go up to 4 volts. Actually, this one doesn't work too bad at 4 volts. So this is, I mean, it's basically the same kit. So it's the LM358 on the back, but instead of using the straightforward red LEDs that were supplied, I put these special LEDs that have got flashers on board. And if I up that to 5 volts, you see that's quite nice and bright at 5 volts. So these stars don't really work properly until you get about 4 volts. So my idea was to use these boost converters so I can have 3 volts in, from maybe like a little disc battery, and then there will be 5 volts coming out, which would allow me to power this from a physically small battery, and maybe the battery could be strapped onto the back and make it more self-contained. And if I just look at one of these boost converters, you see this one here, this is actually for all as provided from the factory, so they're still all joined together, but you can break along the line basically, so you just snap along the scored line that's provided. So what I'm going to do first of all is put some wires on this and put it on the breadboard and just demonstrate that I can get 5 volts out from 3 volts in, and we can try and plug in one of these stars and see what the effect is. So here we go. I put some of these Arduino connection type wires on so that we can connect it to the breadboard. So if you can see that, we've got VO on the left hand side, ground in the middle, and VI, so output, ground, input. So I've got so I'm going to put the red and the brown on the edge of the breadboard here. So these are my power rails, and then orange is the output. So I'll put the positive on these little bits of wire that I put in, and we can measure the voltage. So I'll put the negative on the negative from the power supply and see what's coming out of this. I don't think I can get it into the breadboard, the probe, but if we put that on here, you can see that's reading 5 volts. So we've got 3 volts going in, we've got 5 volts coming out, which then means that I should be able to power one of these stars. Let's just put that on the negative, and then this wired into the VO, the 5 volt out. If I can get the wire in there. There we go. So there we've got the 5 volt circuit working from a 3 volt input, and I think I can even turn the voltage on the input down a little bit. So if I go down by half a volt, there we go, we're at 2.5 volts now. I know, 2.9. Let's go down to 2.5. So that's 2.5 volts. So actually, even when the battery gets a little bit weak later on, it will still be giving a good effect. I can see one of these lids is not working, is it? I need to get the soldering iron on that. I think that one's a bit loose. And we can go down a bit further. So if I go down to 2 volts, that is. So it can still run on 2 volts on the input side. So what I could do next is actually mount one of these boost converters onto the star somewhere. Not sure exactly where that will go, but we can have a go. And then I can see if I can run it off a disk cell. Here we are then. So we've got the star, the Christmas star, and I've just mounted one of the boost converters on the back. So you'll see I've got a bit of thick copper wire there, which is like this, kind of making it structurally strong. So it's kind of floating above the existing circuit board there. and so the star is getting its power from the output pin of the boost converter, and then the input is coming from my bench power supply, which is just set to 3 volts at the moment. So I guess the next thing to do is, if I can find one of the battery boxes for a disc battery, then I could try and mount that somewhere around the back here also, and we can put a disc in, a disc cell, and I could run it for a few hours or a day or whatever, and see how much life we get out of a battery running the boost converter in this way. So this is where I've got to. I flipped the little buck booster module over on its back to make a little bit more space there, and I managed to find one of these battery boxes for the disc batteries. I've got a CR2032 here. Let's plug that in. So there we go, that's working. What I thought is that I'd find some way to mount the battery box a bit more snugly on the back here, so that, you know, it becomes more kind of compact and self-contained. Obviously these wires, I haven't optimized the length of the power wires yet, but I think the next thing is to just let that run and see how many hours I can get out of one of these 2032 batteries. I did try off camera, I tried one of these disc cells. This one is a LR44, and it did work. It will run off 1.5 volts, but I put it on about 11 p.m. and in the morning it wasn't lit any longer, so I don't think it lasted very long. But we'll see how long it lasts with the CR2032. So it's a few hours later now, I think about 7 hours, and the star had stopped lighting basically. So if I put the battery in, nothing happens. Let's get the multimeter on it. So we've got 1.7 volts approximately, which is quite low for this because it's meant to be a 3 volt nominal battery. So that's a bit of an experimental failure really. Yeah, so with the boost converter on and all those LEDs, it basically uses too much power for a cell like this, so it will need to be something bigger. So like I found this CR123 that I took out of something a while back, so maybe I could use that, but it's quite big in relation to the Christmas star, so I'm not sure how practical that's going to be. But let's have a quick look. I don't think I've got any equipment that uses these batteries any longer, but I can't actually remember how old it was, but let's have a look. So there we go, that's lighting up, and we can look on the multimeter. 2.9 volts, so it's a little under its nominal voltage. So, you know, I'm not sure whether this is practical really. I mean, I could run it off this CR123, but it's quite huge in comparison to the star, isn't it? It's not really gonna hide behind the star very well. So there we go. I think I might draw a line under the experiment right now, but I think, you know, these are clever little devices, these tiny boost converters, and probably do have a myriad of uses apart from this rather kind of trivial one that I've got. But I'll just draw a line under it there and say thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video.